Everybody, it is Monday, what we call the Monday morning quarter facts. Basically discussing the weekend that was and the weekend that what shall be. Going to some quick numbers here. First thing I'd like to address, right now, this video, the outlets that it's going to. Well, we see these posted, throughout other forums, which people cut and paste, and that's fine. If someone wants to give free advertising to Sports Forum Picks, I'm all for it. God bless you. Thank you. Followers on YouTube. I think we've got about 176 followers who, you could times that by 3, who refer a friend and whatever. Twitter at Factsman 362 people following what I tweet out during the course of a week or whatever. And at Sports Forum Pick, not Picks. Couldn't use the S. 991 people following our tweets. So yeah, we are getting out there. A lot of people are knowing what we're doing over at Sports Forum Picks. Right now, my good friends at Don Best, who I've had 5 years or more with doing videos, they no longer do videos, but I did reach out to them and said, hey, is it possible, you could send out a tweet, they have such a huge following. And my good friends there will be doing, sending out tweets through Don Best on a Monday and a Friday to get this video as well as my Factsman Friday or, my weekend comp videos. Let's go through the week that was. Let's start out in college. Let's start out in NFL. In the NFL this weekend, I think home teams were 4-9-1. They could actually be 4-10 if people bet Green Bay on the closing line, which closed at 2.5. I bet it at 3 early during the week. I took the push, and I'm not going to ever argue if you could score on the last play of the game, taking a push. I'll take it. Like to win them, but sometimes beggars can't be choosy. So my good friends at Bookmaker, basically, I talked to them on a Monday, and I got a couple of inside guys there. I always ask them, how'd the week go? 8 sides in the NFL got clipped on totals. Remember, if 2 of them, 2 big-name teams get clipped, they're okay. Pittsburgh, heavily bet team, always. Seattle at home, heavily bet team. They were heavily bet by me on a teaser. They got beat straight up, teaser, done. It's New Year's Eve, in most all the bookshops. With that going down. Giants late. A lot of people, hey, take the points late. That helped the books a lot. A lot of people teased the Giants, teased them up. Interesting, too. Normally on the late games, usually 80% of the people are betting overs on that late game. That went under. No one expected a 27-0 game. Philly beat them by. A lot of people didn't trust Philadelphia. I didn't touch the game, but it's just the way it is. The overs hit a little bit, but here's the odd part. Overs did a little better than the unders, but the 2 biggest bet overs were the Bears game. They got a real high total. That went under. And the other game was the Philly game. I think that total was 50 or something like that. I mean, it was high. And that late game always tends to get a higher price. And Philly and Giants both score points lately. That went under. So it's really odd. You get a predominantly over weekend, but the 2 teams that everybody bet the over on went under. And what's really interesting is the game that was calculated to be the lowest scoring game was Carolina with no running back and not much of an offense, but a good defense. Played Cincinnati, who didn't have their best receiver, and is pretty pedestrian-like when it comes to scoring points at times. That game figured to be a low-scoring game. They must have scored 70 points in a game. And the odd thing about that game is I think that line was 7, and a lot of people, what they did was they got kind of cute, and they said, hey, let me make a 6.5-point teaser where I can take Cincinnati -0.5. All they have to do is win the game. The fuck are the chances the game ends in a tie? You got it. Ended in a tie. So, I mean, it was pretty crazy. We go out to college football. Number 1 team in the country, Florida State, did not cover. Number 2 team in college football, Auburn, did not cover. Number 5, Baylor, did not cover. Number 6, Notre Dame, did not cover. Alabama, number 7, did not cover. Number 8, Michigan State, did not cover. Number 10, Arizona, did not cover. Number 11, Oklahoma, did not cover. Georgia, a team who, once their running back got suspended, Gurley, Everybody and their mother and their brother and even their sister jumped on Missouri. And, of course, the best player on the team doesn't play. What happens? They go out and shut out a team for the first time. They shut out a ranked team for the first time in 50 years. So, yeah, Georgia wins. Books are real happy there. And you can even go down the line. Oklahoma State, don't cover against a shit team like Kansas. East Carolina don't cover, ranked number 19. Number 24, 25, Georgia Tech gets beat outright. Can you imagine the team that just told you all the top teams in the country did not cover? What happened also this weekend is, and I know a lot of people are listening or watching this, have said, Texas A&M at home, are they going to be ready for forget it, no way. Mississippi just won the Super Bowl. They beat Alabama. There is no fucking way they can get up back-to-back weeks and then go to College Station and win. They were betting Texas A&M like they had tomorrow's newspaper. Not only did they get beat, you teased them, you got fucked. You lost there. Mississippi State, I mean, come on. What they've been doing, I know they're home, but it's Auburn. Auburn, it might be the best team in the country. I mean, Auburn's got to be the best. They're in the SEC, the championship last year. I mean, Auburn's undefeated. There ain't no way they're going to let a team like Mississippi State beat them. Guess what? They didn't beat them. They fucking destroyed them. It was a crazy, crazy weekend. But, we go through this every weekend. They're all crazy weekends. What also I know, for the player side, for you live bettors, people over at Bookmaker have the live betting option, which is great. I like it. They got stung a little bit with live betting. I think what happens in the live betting is a lot of guys will watch a quarter or watch a half and sit there and say, you know what, I fucked up. I'm on the wrong side of this game. Now, if you're stubborn, you'll just continue to bet that side, saying, hey, things will turn. But if you're watching the eye test and you say, hey, guess what? Here's a chance where I can kind of like surrender, get some of my money back, and admit I was wrong, swallow my pride, and get some of my money back. I did real well with the live wagering on some of the games, so I think if most people think like I do, they should have done well with that. This week, baseball, uneventful baseball. I mean, I think books did well there. I mean, there's a lot of money bet on, the highest bet, bets were made on the Orioles. They get beat 0-2 at home. Who'd have thought that? I mean, that was just crazy. I think really honestly in baseball now, the way with these teams, right, two teams that you never figured to be there and two teams that are always there, it's pretty much of a coin flip. My suggestion to you guys is real simple. Like I said, my buddy at Bookmaker was saying to me, I said, how is it that you guys win all the time? He's like, well, we really don't win all the time. The problem is that 86% of the bets that we take in are parlays from 2 to 10 teams. You have very few straight bettors nowadays. Now look, I mean, my dad was an all-time book. I've been saying this on the radio for years when people ask me the question, what's it like being a player like me and then being on the other side of the counter like my dad was for so many years. Like I say this all the time. My dad told me, when you make a parlay, okay, remember one thing. The book needs 1. You need to win 2. You need to win 3. Or you need to win 4. And yeah, I understand the enticing payout and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying don't do it, don't ever do it. I'm not saying I don't ever do it. But the point is, a lot of you guys, what you're doing is you're trying to stretch out small amounts of money that become big amounts of money because you're trying to catch lightning in a bottle. You guys got to be disciplined, okay? You really do. I actually, for this weekend, I'm 7-3-1. I'm not going to be an asshole and say I won the Green Bay game because I did bet it at 3. I'm not going to say I didn't buy it down when I saw 2.5. I'm not going to say when I saw 2.5 I didn't jump on it some more. But I'm 7-3 with football for the course of the weekend, and I'm shaking like a whore in church because I'm figuring I could have went 0-10, or I should have been 10-0. It was just that kind of crazy stuff, the way the endings were all weekend. So, guys, basically, my message here is we're going to do everything we can. We got things going in the future where we're going to be having a new site up. Not a new site. I mean, Sports Forum Picks is going to be there, but I'm going to have my site where we're going to be doing some podcasts. I think probably around the Super Bowl, and it's going to be videos, podcasts, information, and I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about the people I'm going to be with that. Yes, we're still going to have definitely Our buddies from Don Best, contributing, using their lines. Um, the bookmaker, Just Bet, DSI crew, they're always aboard. Those are my guys. Those are, if you're not playing there, you're fucking crazy, because the horror stories that I'm getting all the time, from other books, and in which like I always say, I never have a problem answering a question about, when you ask me where I should play. Just remember something: a lot of these places that haven't been around that long, or they're offering some crazy catchback bonus or whatever the case is, be careful, because if it's too good to be true, it normally is. I use this all the time, and it's kind of stale. The funny part about it is, even my friends in Bookmaker don't even know this one. I say, well, you have an opportunity to bet somewhere and get a big bonus, or you can play with a place that's been in business longer than Microsoft. So somebody one time said to me, "Is that true?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, it actually is." The Bookmaker brand, the BetCris brand, was taking action and paying people faithfully and never shutting out players before we even knew who Bill Gates was. I mean, Bill Gates was trying to figure out what a calculator was before, while the BetCris, the BetCris brand was, taking parlays. So yeah, I mean, so when you guys ask me, what's the best book out there, I'm always going to tell you those, that group is the best. Diamond, Bookmaker, Just Bet. They're consistent. It's where you need to be. I don't really have information on these other books. I mean, there's a couple that I know that are very solid, but I'm not in a business to sit there and be, telling you who to play with and who you don't. My question is, if you want to get paid fast and you want to make sure that place is open tomorrow, that's where you should play. That's all I have to say about that. Anyway, contests in the forum. I need some guys coming over and then participating in the forum. The more people that play, the more money I have to give away. I have an open motherfucking checkbook with the books I just mentioned for contests, for anything. If you enter some contest, I'll make it as much as you want. I don't care. They don't give a fuck. It's for fun. It don't cost me anything. We never charged anybody to enter a contest in our life. We won't now. So this is the Factsman, pretty much a little wrap up on the weekend. I'm going to be back on Friday. I'm actually on Thursday. I'll have a video up, and we will, start looking at some more teasers, looking at the weekend that's coming up, and hopefully everybody has a good weekend and makes some money. So again, email joe@factsman.com if you need me. Sports Forum Picks, www.sportsforumpicks.com. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube. This way you can get these things every week. For everybody, have a great day. Good luck, and as always, go fuck yourself.